tonight, stand with all your might. Innocent shells, reignite, truth to the battle, try to ignite, rebels rise, feel the sound, metal echoes all around.
Good Saturday morning. And it is Saturday morning for our guests too. So
yes, right.
We didn't go very far, as far from home, I guess, as we usually do. So,
well, I mean, that's true, but it would still be quite the plane ride.
It would be quite a plane ride, yes. But,
we'd be hopping over the Gulf of Mexico for this one. So
yeah, usually those destinations involve cruises, I believe, though. So.
Well, I mean, it all depends on from where you depart. So yeah, I could.
I guess that's true too. Yeah,
I could. Definitely could. But yeah, we are figuratively, that is, of course, you guys know that we're at home. So
right.
I wish we were able to just get on a plane and literally go to these places and talk to the bands. But this time we are
especially this one,
right? Especially this one, yeah. Because plenty of people visit this place on a yearly basis. So we are figuratively going to the Yucatan Peninsula. We are going to Cancun, Mexico today for our guest, Jet Jaguar.
Yeah, we have Jorge Ramirez, bassist, and I guess bassist is all he does right now. Maybe he probably still does some backing, I'm sure, but we'll talk about that. And then we have Jimmy Lozano on drums. Both of these guys I have been in the band pretty much the whole time, so we definitely get some history here. So
that's right.
Let's get those guys in here.
Jorge, Jimmy,
how we going?
Welcome to the show.
Well, thank you very much for the invitation to Metalheads Unite. We're thrilled to be here and let's chat.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's chat. That sounds like a fantastic idea.
That's right. Yeah. So I guess like one of the amazing things is we've been doing this for I guess for a good minute now with band interviews. This is going on our 4th year. So for us to not dip into Mexico has been kind of a surprise to me so far.
Yeah.
But so I guess that would be my first question to you guys: is how is the actual scene there in Cancun or in Mexico? Period.
Well, I think it's not too big in Cancun, but if you talk about, for example, Mexico City, then yeah, you would find a healthy scene there. A lot of metal venues. It's got its problems. I guess every place has its problem.
Sure.
But yeah, well, when I'm talking about Cancun specifically, which is where the band was founded and everything, it's pretty small, to be honest. I don't think that Cancun it's a place where you expect to find metal bands in general, but I mean, here we are, and yeah, we were fortunate enough to coincide along the way.
So you guys filled that void. So with no metal, it's like, okay, ain't no metal. It's gonna be some here tomorrow.
Yeah, that's right.
That's pretty cool. So are you guys not based in Cancun anymore, or is there, you guys still live there? Or?
Well, the band has suffered. It's not sometimes it's natural path that some members just don't want to be part of the band anymore. So right now, one of our guitar players, he lives in a. It's called Xochitepec. Maybe it's hard to pronunciate for you guys, so let's just call it a small town near Mexico City.
Okay, all right.
It's like 1 hour away from Mexico City.
Gotcha.
Okay. I still live in Cancun.
Okay.
And George, he is living in. You can tell where you live.
In Barcelona, in Spain.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Well,
all right.
Well, that's pretty. That must be why we have a friend of the show, Victor. He does a lot of him and his sister Rosemary do a lot of stuff from down in South America. So they keep us kind of updated on the metal there. We kind of work with each other a lot. So that's probably why. Because he sent me a message. He said, "Dude, that's awesome. You got those guys." So I guess he knew you guys, obviously. So
yeah. Yeah, well, the funny thing is, Victor, Victor is originally from Peru, but
Right.
we know him because we met him up in Nashville at a couple of shows, and then his sister Rosemary is still in Peru. So between the two of them, they have their own kind of
Mhm.
Facebook group like the one that we have. They don't have a podcast or anything, but between the two of them, they are every show that they go to. Victor up in our area, and then his sister down in Peru. They are forever live streaming shows.
Mhm.
Every time we've seen Victor, he's got like his
Has camera gears.
he's got his camera gear on him, and he's standing there. He'll be front and center right in the middle of the pit too, just holding up his camera. And the funny thing is like he stands there in the middle of all this shit, and everybody just moves or nobody bumps him, no one slams into him, and he's just standing there just live streaming all this shit. But yeah, he works really close with his sister with a lot of the bands down in South America. And so for this probably, of course, South America and Mexico, they're just separated by the strip of land. But I mean, it's all the metal community. But and the funny thing is talking about a small town outside of Mexico City. So I've never been to Mexico personally, but let's see, this is in 2025. So last year, I think it was, my daughter was down in Querétaro for about 4 months.
Mhm.
She was down there, and it's long story, but she was down there for 4 months, and then before she came home, and I wish she was still here because she just left. She had to go somewhere. But she told me she went to Mexico City to see a show, and I cannot remember for the life of me the name of the band she went to see. I'll have to ask her, but it'll be after the show because she's gonna be gone most of the day. But she's got some experience down there, and she said she loved that part of the country that she went to. And I've never, like I said, I've never been to Mexico, Jason. I don't know if you have or not. So I mean, talking about this,
Well,
talking.
the parts of Mexico I've been to, you probably don't want to go to anymore. So
Oh, okay.
I actually crossed over in El Paso into Tijuana, like back in the '80s. So I don't think that's a desired location these days. But
Oh, okay.
Another-
But so the only thing I really know about Cancun definitely is is the touristy part of it. So I don't even really know how big it is, because everybody goes down to the beaches. I'm assuming that's where a lot of the people end up, especially all the tourists. But so Jimmy, is that where you've lived your whole life? You've been in Cancun your whole life?
Yeah. I mean, I was born in Mexico City,
Oh, okay.
but I was raised in Cancun.
Okay.
So yeah, it's funny because you say that okay, the beaches and everything, but as a local, I hate the beach.
I bet.
Beach, and I hate the sun. I hate the sand. Uh, when you live here in Cancun, life gets by, and you just need to like go to the bank and go to the grocery stores, and you totally forget about the paradise. Because Cancun, it's like paradise. But yeah, I mean, I don't know why I live here. Actually, I hate about Cancun.
yeah. And that's probably like because we live a little bit south of Nashville, Tennessee. So we've gotten we're in an area where there's a lot of like mountains and hills, and the big thing here is to go to Gatlinburg and stay in cabins and stuff like
Mhm.
that. So it's
Yeah, it's about 3.5
so
hours away.
we do have a lot of beach people here, but that's wise because they're well I go to the mountains all the time. I want to hit the beach.
My
So,
wife loves the beach.
Yeah, I can't
Yeah,
stand the beach. I'd rather be in the mountains.
So would
just,
I.
just chill and
I
enjoy
hate-
nature.
I hate the heat. I don't like it being hot to the point where people feel like they need to go to the beach. So that's why I don't like the beach, because people are like, it's hot, let's go to the beach. I'm like, I don't want to go to the beach.
Mhm.
It's so much cooler, literally and figuratively, in the mountains. It's like let's just go there. But
So,
so that's me. But
So how?
Yep.
I'm just trying to figure out since I was doing some research on you guys because I heard the album. I kind of did the review on the album a couple weeks ago, and like when I was reading into your guys' bio and stuff, I said, okay, we got to get a Jet Jaguar and Gojira show together somehow. Like, so, so,
I
you
didn't.
know,
I didn't even honestly. I didn't even get. I didn't even understand the reference until I was actually doing research for the
yeah, they were. Yeah, I didn't know where, when they said that's where they got their name from. I said, oh, that's pretty cool because
right.
we've been lucky to, I guess, stumble upon these things. We actually talked to a band a while back that was kind of a invention from a GI Joe cartoon. So
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of cool to see. I guess like childhood stuff for us
Oh
come to
yeah.
life in metal is kind of
Yeah.
pretty awesome. But two things that we kind of grew up on and then love. So it's pretty cool to see it come to life and everything. So yeah, but I think that would be. I mean, honestly, from your guys' sound and their sound, it'd be a little bit different. But I think it'd be a hell of a damn show to go to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It would.
Yeah,
It would.
well, uh, for me, Gojira is one of my favorite bands. Like a couple years ago, I actually Raiden, our lead vocals, he introduced Gojira to my life, and I was like, whoa, what the fuck is this band? I never heard something.
right.
Really, it blew my mind away. I heard the first time I listened to the the Way of All Flesh album,
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, because I'm a drummer, so I was like,
Oh yeah,
what the fuck is this guy playing in the drums?
Yeah.
And that's when I like became a fan of Gojira. And it's also funny because there are also bands that are also named after the Gojira universe. I
hmm.
think there's like a King Ghidorah. I think there's another band
Oh yeah, okay.
called Ghidorah, and there's another band called Mothra. So maybe we could do like
Oh, I forgot
a
about
tour.
Mantra. Yeah,
Yeah, we could do a tour like all the Gojira guys
Yeah. That would
together.
be cool as hell. And it would.
worldwide monsters or
Yeah,
something.
and it would have to. Well, it would have to either start or end in Tokyo. It would have
Of
to. So
course, yeah.
Oh well, yeah, that would be. That, I mean, that would just be the
it would
icing on the
have to.
cake.
Yeah,
Uh,
it would have to. There'd be no doubt about it.
well, it should start there and then branch out into everywhere else.
Of course, you'd have to. Of course, you would have to be careful because if the Japanese find out that Gojira is coming to Tokyo, they may run the other direction.
Well, that's true.
It's
Yeah.
like, oh shit, we got to get out of here.
So you both of you guys have been in the band since its inception. Looks like. So how did you guys meet up and decide this is the band? This is what we're going to do.
Uh, well, as I mentioned, so there are not too many bands in Cancun. So back when we were like 16, 17, like we knew of the existence of all of the other members of that
Okay.
time because we were playing in different bands. And so the two guitarists, the two guitar players that were in the band during those days, they got together because they played in the same band but in different moments. Like they were in the lineup at the same time, but I
Okay.
think they both got kicked out of the band at some point of
Oh,
that band, and so they got together and then they invited Jimmy, and Jimmy was in like 8 different bands in those days because there are not too many drummers
oh yeah.
available. I mean, I guess it happens everywhere. And then Jimmy messaged me, and yeah, that was the first lineup. So we were the remnants of other bands, and so that's how we got together in the
They just
beginning.
they just called Jimmy the Mexican Mike Portnoy, right?
I pretty much, yeah. I mean, he's everywhere. Good
Yeah,
lord.
8 bands.
So,
Wow.
so
How did so you were literally in 8 bands at the time, or
No, maybe four, maybe three.
okay? I mean, that still sounds
that's
like
still a
crazy to
lot.
me to try to juggle 4 bands. That's kind of wild.
That's still
Uh,
a lot.
Well,
yeah.
to being honest, uh, I was 15, 16 maybe at the time, and I didn't really care much about school. So instead of doing my
Mhm.
homework and studying, I was just like playing with the bands. So, yeah, I had time at the moment.
He wanted to rock.
That's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it.
Uh,
He had a one track mind.
That's right. That's right. You keep. Yeah, I know you're the drummer, but I see in behind you, you have a couple of guitars there as well. Do you? Are you a multi
Oh,
instrumentalist? Or?
well, yes. Sometimes I like just to help, you know, writing some riffs,
Okay.
and yeah, I also like the melodic part of music, so that's why I play the guitar.
So
Nice.
is it just is it just enjoying all facets of music, or is it part of like a actual formal musical education? Because I mean, we've met,
Hmm.
we've met a ton of bands, and some have an actual formal musical education background. Others are just like, I just pick up and play what I like to play, and I figured it out on my own. So some people are formally trained, some people are like self-taught. I work with a guy who's the lead singer in a metalcore band, and I was asking him one day, he's like, where did you learn to sing? He's just like, I just learned how to. He's like, I just started doing it and developed my own style. So I mean,
Yeah,
is it just pick up a particular instrument and just figure it out?
yeah. I mean, my teacher was ultimateguitar.com,
Okay, okay,
but now I'm starting to learn because I mean some people are born with this natural talent, but
hmm,
you can
Hmm.
get stuck, So that's where you need to start practicing and learning. And now until maybe 6 months, I entered a university in Germany, and so now
okay.
I'm learning the academic part of music.
All right. Oh shit! It's never too late to go back to school.
Yeah.
No.
Never too late. And and we've talked about this before. We were talking about it with Tim from Sanity's Rage. You know, Jorge is in Spain. Jimmy's in Cancun. He just started school in Germany, talking to a couple guys in Tennessee.
Right.
I mean, so it's amazing how it's a good thing and bad thing. We've talked about that before too. How technology, it can be a blessing and a curse. But I mean, you know, four people on the screen right now, we're all in different places in three different countries. So I mean, it just makes how much of a small world it's become. So, and speaking of which, speaking of small world, Jorge, how long have you been in Spain? Because I mean, the album just came out, so you guys had to record it, of course, which a lot of stuff can be, files can be sent over the internet and all that stuff. So, how long have you been in Spain, and how has it impacted the band getting together to perform live?
Well, I've been here for a little more than a year,
Okay.
but when I moved, the record was already like recorded and
Okay.
everything.
All right.
So yeah, that wasn't an obstacle at that time. Uh, but I think that the the mindset behind this is also that we are looking to relocate over here because in the past we've toured, I mean, throughout Mexico and throughout Europe. We've never been in the States actually, but I think that the style that we are playing, it kind of I think that the Europeans are a little bit more identified by it. I think we have a more European style of writing, a more melodic, a little bit more classic, maybe a little bit more old school. We have some modern elements as well, but I don't think that we sound like American,
Hmm.
our style and our production. I mean, it would be nice to go over there sometime. But yeah, I think that um, the because Jim is also moving to Germany next year,
Hmm.
so we're trying to move operations over here and but yeah, I mean, in 2023, 2024, we toured throughout Europe, so we've been kind of it has led us to a point in which we realize that it's the most intelligent thing to do at this time to be over here. So yeah, I was you could say the first one to give this leap of faith.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
But yeah, but Jim is also following shortly, and I don't know about the other guys, but I think it has impacted a little bit. But we have this mentality in which we have to trust each other, that everyone is practicing, doing their part, so that
Hmm.
when we are going out on tour, we just see each other for maybe 2 weeks before and just practice the songs together. But everyone already comes with their part, like very like tight and practiced.
Jimmy wanted out of Cancun bad. He didn't want to move to Germany. So.
Yeah, that I mean,
Yes, as I said before, I hate the sun and I hate the heat. So Germany
Yeah.
is like a perfect place.
Yeah, that's one of the places I've got on my bucket list to visit at some point too. Is Germany. So we're doing an Ireland trip next year, but that's definitely Germany's kind of one of those. I don't know. I guess it's like because of the history. I guess between Germany and
yeah,
the United States, you kind of. This is what I found
which is
amazing.
touchy
Well, it is, but this is
for
what I found amazing.
history.
I'm a history guy, so I love history.
Me
So
too.
I actually, you can go to a museum here in the South, and then a Civil War museum, and then you can go to a Civil War museum in the North. Even the same wars or whatever, it's a different story. So
No,
it's
absolutely. Yeah,
I'm just like, wow, really?
yeah,
So, and then I
100%.
know a lot of like what actually happened, and like both of them were wrong when they were telling the story. I'm just like that didn't happen, and then they were, and I told them the guy or whatever. I said, that's not what happened, right? And he's like, what do you mean? I said, that's not what happened. Like, this is what happened. And they were just like, well, no, they updated the books in like 2020. I said, well, you can't update history, dude. History has happened. It's
Right.
done.
Yeah.
You can't change it, man.
Yeah.
So that let me know right then that they do certain things to attract people, for money, of course. So
And that's a shame because
it is. I mean, because I think if you don't know the history of certain things, then like you say, when you forget, you repeat it. It's kind of
you
the
could.
old saying, which is a lot of things that's happened, in the world, you don't want to repeat for sure. So, so it's
Well, yeah, when it comes to that, but
yeah, it's definitely
so
definitely
so
touchy for sure.
all right, so where are Ariyuki and Raiden right now? Where do they live?
Well, where does Ariyuki and Raiden are currently?
Yeah, where are they living
Uh,
right now? You see, you guys are kind of all separated. So I mean, where are
yeah,
they at?
Raiden, he lives in Cancun as well.
Oh, he lives
He's
in
like
okay,
Okay.
10-minute drive from my house, and Ariyuki, he's living in Xochitepec.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
All right. Oh, you did mention that at the beginning. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I completely.
Yeah,
Yeah,
near
sorry.
to
You
Mexico
did.
City.
Yeah, you did mention that. So Jorge, of course, hopping over to Europe, I actually kind of I understand the desire to move over there. I get it, especially for the operations for the band. But what ultimately led you, Jorge, to decide on Spain?
Well, my girlfriend also moved here.
Okay.
So she lived here for I think 1 year, and then she came back to Cancun, and then the two of us moved together to Spain.
Oh, okay.
Uh, but yeah, since I've already came here and visit her, and I think we both like the vibe of Barcelona,
Yeah.
and so I mean the language is a plus for us.
Well, yeah,
Mhm.
that
It's an
definitely
advantage.
helps. Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, so and the thing is that well, going back to the beaches and mountains that you were mentioning at the beginning, we have both things here, so it's pretty nice. It's
Yeah.
a nice weather as well. Doesn't get too hot, doesn't get too cold. The food is fine. So uh also there are a lot of bands. There's a good healthy metal and music scene in
Oh yeah.
general. A ton of concerts going on all the time. So overall, it's a very nice place to live. I really
Yeah.
like it.
I don't know. If you've heard, but there's a, and I don't know, I'd have to look it up because I don't know where this city is in relation to you guys, but there's a band that we met a few years ago. They were actually over here in the United
Hmm.
States, and we met them in Knoxville, which is about 3.5, 4 hours from where we live, depending on the traffic, and they were headlining. and we went to see the show, and we actually got to hang out with them for a little bit after the show. And we've been trying to get them on the show ever since, but things have happened because they've actually kind of blown up, which is good.
Yeah.
But they are from Curitiba, and I don't know if you've heard of Angeles Apatrida.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They're one of my like recent favorites,
Oh yeah.
since a couple albums ago, and we've we have featured a lot of their music on the show, on playlists and just sharing music videos or not. So I mean, I don't know if you've had a chance to kind of see them yet or like experience them at all, but they're from over there, and like I say, they've gotten pretty big, especially over there. They've been doing a lot of touring over in Europe. They're touring right now. I just can't remember where. But because we follow them on Facebook and everything. So I don't know if you had a chance to really like see them live yet, but we highly recommend that if you get a chance that you do, because they play thrash metal.
Yeah.
I mean, kind of, it kind of in the same vein as you guys do. They don't have they don't really have like the classical aesthetic that you guys have,
Okay.
but I mean, guitar centric, high tempo, just like you guys do. So hell, you guys would actually fit on a bill together really, really well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I
And I
haven't
did.
seen them live. Sorry.
No, no, you're good. Go ahead. This is all about you
Uh,
guys, man.
yeah, I haven't seen them live, but I know that they're kind of a big deal over
Yeah.
here. Like everyone knows them. If you go to a metal bar, chances are they'll be playing some of their music
Yeah.
at some point during the night. But yeah, there's also this thrash metal band called Crysis,
Yep.
and they're actually from Barcelona. And last year we played Wacken, and they were also at the festival.
Hmm.
And I think they're like we did. They also won the Wacken Metal Battle. I
Oh,
think it
see, that's
was
awesome.
2014, something like that. And so yeah,
Mhm.
I know that those two bands, mainly, well, the ones that are in my radar at least, Angelus Partida and Crysis,
Hmm.
they're one of the names that you hear the most over here.
Yeah, Crysis has been featured on a few of our playlists too. I know that for a fact. I'd have to look back to remember exactly which songs, but I know that I've put them on some of our weekly or uh, our theme of the week playlists. So they've made their presence felt over here too. Although in our neighborhood anyway. So
So you just mentioned the Whack and Open Air, the metal battle, and you guys won it in 2017. So kind of walk us through that emotionally, or however you guys kind of felt at that time for winning that.
Well, at first, we tried to be a part of Bakken in 2016, but we lost the regional battle. We lost here in Mexico. The band that won, maybe you guys have heard of them. They called Tulcas. They play like this new wave of thrash metal,
okay,
just like Crysis or
Yeah,
Havoc.
they're
Okay.
actually from the city, Chris, that you mentioned your daughter went to.
okay,
Oh,
Uh,
all
okay.
right,
they're from there.
Yeah,
okay, all
yep.
right,
Querétaro, and well, it was at that moment it was hard because second place it's
yeah,
it's
yeah.
hard, and at the moment we had two choices, like to quit and say okay, we're just second place, or like what we did, like just we get a step back, and start like talking to ourselves and like thinking, okay, what we did wrong, what can we improve, and that's what we did. I think we played in I think it was April or March 2017. So what we did is we did a whole tour before the back in metal battle in Mexico, just to practice and practice and practice and practice. Uh, we play like in the whole country basically, just focusing on the metal battle.
Hmm.
and we went back in 2017, and now we won the regional the contest. There were great bands. You can check out Venomous. They are thrash metal, just like Tulkas or Crysis, Mexican thrash metal. Uh, Maybe you have heard of Cerberus. They were a great band. Fortunately, the vocal and the lead guitarist, Paul Brad, died in an accident.
Oh
Oh no,
damn, man,
man.
that's yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, I mean, this guy, he was going to like
Yeah,
break everything. You know, he was destined to a really promising career, but unfortunately, you know, life's a bitch, and then you die. And
Yeah.
that's true.
yeah, and well, we won here in Mexico, and then we won in April, April, May, June, July. We just had 4 months to prepare for the back in in the back in festival and everything. So sometimes bands that won in in their regional contest, sometimes you can think, okay, I already won here. Now I'm already a champion because I'm playing in backing, right?
Hmm.
But in our case, we didn't settle. We wanted all. We wanted everything. So we like focused like 100% of our time, 100% of our energy was just to win it in battling the battle in Germany. To because I think there's just one band that in South America. I think they're from Brazil, right, Jorge? Torture Squad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you know, Europeans always win. I think Asians had already won, maybe from Japan and China,
Hmm.
but from South America, just from Brazil. And in Brazil they don't speak Spanish; they
Right.
speak Portuguese. So
Portuguese. Yep.
okay, we are Latin American brothers, but not so much because there's this language barrier.
Sure.
So we had the chance to be the first band that speaks Spanish and lives in Latin America that could win the metal battle. So we were really like focused on to take this chance and don't fuck it up. Like take
Yeah.
the opportunity. And I remember that 3 days before Wacken, we were staying in a hostel near the airport in Hamburg, and we went to the basement and we started like rehearsing our movements. Obviously, not the playing because it was a hostel and there were not drums or everything, but we
Good.
were just practicing our movements and this choreography that you can check in the YouTube video. Every single movement, every single like guitars moving.
Yeah.
Every second was it had an intention, So because
Yeah, and it was like a 20-minute set.
yeah,
So
Hmm.
yeah,
we
yeah.
yeah,
We believe that we're not just musicians, we're
Sure.
entertainers, and we need to perform
Right.
in the act, So that's what we did, and we won. Yeah, so it was a dream come true. When I was a kid, my father, he always told me like, "Oh, Jimmy, someday I'm going to take you to Vakken, to see all those huge acts." And I had the opportunity to take my father, and it
Oh,
was
see,
was
that's
beautiful. Yeah.
that's kind of, I mean, the whole thing about, the dream coming true is one thing, but being able to do something like that
Mhm.
for him, I mean, that had to be like, especially, for you personally, Jimmy, that had to be, I mean, that had to be just like the icing on the cake, cherry on top,
Yeah.
whatever the hell you want to,
Yeah.
whatever
Yeah.
whatever euphemism you want to use for it. But
Yes.
I mean, that just had to make it a special moment even more special, especially having that you know goal coming up. Between you and your father having that goal coming up, and then to be able to do that, because parents always do for their children. We all do.
Hmm.
My parents did for me. I did for my kids. So parents always do for their children. But to get to a point where you can kind of, you know whether you consider it a payback or whatever, but to be able just to do something like that for a parent instead of with a parent,
Hmm.
it puts a different spin on it.
Yeah, yeah, I totally understand. My father has invested a lot of his resources in the band,
Right.
and maybe I cannot buy him a house or a car because I can't do it simply, but
Right.
these little I don't know how to say it, rewards. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Like a token of appreciation, I
yeah.
Yeah,
guess. Yeah.
exactly.
And
Uh,
then it becomes, because no matter how old you are, it becomes a core memory, and then
Hmm.
that's something that you guys will always have to share together. I mean,
Absolutely.
forever
yeah,
you'll have that. For no one can take it away from you now at this point.
yeah, yeah. And Jorge, he knows my father. He's buying merch. He was the driver because we were not allowed to drive in Germany. We
Hmm.
didn't have the international driving license.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Or
He
the
was driving.
required age, I think so.
Yeah, yeah. So my father has always like supported us since the beginning of the band. So that was like the minimum thing I could like do to, as
Yeah.
you say before, like a payback. But I don't know if that's
Right.
the right word.
Oh yeah. I mean, I think it's kind of, the right description. For
Hmm.
everything, for everything you've done. Hey, we're gonna do this together. So I mean, I think it's the right way to say it. I do.
Hmm.
So you guys were a five piece at one time too, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. So
actually,
oh, go ahead.
yeah, during back then we were five.
Okay. So how
Yeah.
how did like going to four, did that change anything that you guys were doing, or did, as
Um.
far as like preparing for like shows and albums and whatnots?
Well, for a moment, where we had this, the previous singer, his name is Max.
Mm-hmm.
He actually was the singer for like 8 9 years, so
Hmm.
he did spend a lot of time with us. Um, Fortunately and unfortunately, he moved on to other things, to more adult things, you could say.
Okay.
Um,
Okay. All
I
right.
don't know, like moving together with his girlfriend, and he's always been like more like, how would you say, close
To his
to
family,
his
like really attached.
hometown.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. I
yeah, he
got you.
has like
Okay.
a stronger attachment to the place where he lives, which is actually Oaxaca in Mexico. It's a really really nice area in Mexico.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, anyways, so for a time, it was just Ariyuki in the guitar. And then because we've been with two guitarists for like pretty much all of the time of the
Right.
band,
Yeah.
doing the harmonies and everything.
Hmm.
And then we were like this four piece with just one guitar, and I think it we made it work, but also something, um, a core element of Jet Jaguar was missing. And then Raiden came along, and not only does he sing, but he's also like an amazing guitar player. And I don't know how he manages to play, for example, the old songs which were written in mind for the just the singer to sing them, and the
Hmm.
guitar players to just focus on the guitar playing. But somehow, our new singer Raiden manages to kind of divide his brain into playing
That's
and also
crazy.
singing. Yeah, he's like a machine in that regard, you could say. Um, but yeah, and I think that for example, this album Severance was written before Raiden joined. So Raiden does the singing, but actually of the all of the guitars that you hear, it's just Haruyuki. Uh, but I think that now that we have two guitarists again, and not just two guitarists, but I would say, and not just because they're in the band, but uh, putting that side, that I would say that they are of two of the best guitarists in Mexico. They have an amazing level of playing, and so I think it's gonna be very interesting to write a third album with the two of them now in the band. So we're actually like we're figuring out when are we gonna get together to start writing new material and all of that. But yeah, I think it's very exciting to have two very talented guitarists. And it's nice to be a four piece. I mean, um, you have to ask for less money for transportation.
True.
Everyone travels more comfortable. So yeah, I
Yeah,
think it.
it's doing more with less. Yeah.
Well, no, you're supposed to ask for the same, and then that way you pocket more money. That's why it's supposed to go.
That
But
is
yeah,
true.
yeah.
That is
But,
true.
so where's the other guy? What other guy? We don't have no other guys. So that's one of the questions. Well, first off, you brought up the guitars in this album, and that's one of the first things that I was talking about in the review was how amazing like the guitar work was. I mean, just coming out the gate with Eternal Light, man, was just like I was like, holy shit, I was just amazed at just the guitar work in that very first song, and then of course as it progressed, there was other moments within the album that were just totally, I don't know, man. It's just like I find it crazy how we talk to a lot of bands, and like all these bands have went through guitarists, and like like all their albums are amazing. It's just like there's like so many gifted guitarists, and I guess in the world of metal,
Hmm.
obviously, but Megadeth didn't get them all, so, so
Right.
but 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 yeah, I was just like noticed because when I was going through listening to the older albums, I was like, man, their guitars back then was fucking awesome.
Hmm.
Just like so it's been a blessing to you guys, obviously, to be able to keep an exceptional guitarist, in the band. So uh, kudos on that part, I guess. But also, since we're talking about Ariuki, want to give him a congratulations on his Ibanez endorsement. I just seen that on y'all's
Mhm.
Oh,
socials the
see,
other
that's
day. So
awesome.
Yeah.
yeah, so
That's amazing.
it's that just goes to show you what kind of guitar player he is in itself. Not just hearing other band members say it. Then you got people outside noticing it.
Hmm.
Like guitar makers and stuff going, oh, check this guy out. So
Yeah.
that's pretty cool. So, and very very well deserved in my opinion. I mean, the guy, like you said, the guy's amazing. Like I don't, you I just like amazed at the whole album. Honestly, it's just so I did like when you was talking about moving to Spain too for like the difference in uh, like you're talking about like America. I think America, like if you would have been previously with Max, I think it would have been a little harder. I think with Ryden, you have I think you would have been okay with trying to get into the states, honestly, because I I, I, I just felt like it was a little bit more, um, different tones from Max, and it's a good thing because, like I said, there's nothing wrong with Max. He's a great singer and he has some outrageous range too. So,
Hmm. Yeah.
so it was pretty. But I like that Ryden has a little bit of that rasp, a little bit of crackle and stuff. So it's kind of reminded me a lot of Accept a little bit, I guess.
Mhm.
Just his style of singing. So I definitely think that your chances of trying to do something in the states would be a lot better now than it probably would have been, because I think like to me kind of before it was more of an older metal sound, I guess, like a more older 80s 90s traditional metal sound.
Yeah.
And I think and
The sound that Jason and I grew up with.
right, and I think that
Yeah.
is kind of a harder sell nowadays in America, because you have all the metal cores and
Yeah.
stuff like that going on. So it's kind of everybody's kind of branched away from the traditional side. Whereas, like you said, over in Spain and in England and all those guys have kept traditional heavy metal
Yeah,
alive. So
that's one thing that I really really appreciate about Europe is they're more of a traditionalist, purist, heavy metal country over there. We've talked to bands from all over Europe at this point, which still is just an amazing thing to think about.
Yeah.
But I mean, you go up to Scandinavia, and that's where the black metal was founded and everything and stuff like that. And of course, we've talked to some thrash metal bands from Finland, but they're in the minority. Is
right.
from a stylistic standpoint, they're in the minority because the death and doom and the black metal is what is predominant up there. But so it all depends on where in Europe you go. But you talking about Europe, as a whole, I mean, they are still very appreciative of the traditional heavy metal aesthetic, and that's what Jason and I came up on. We've said it before, we're both thrash guys at heart, and we kind of, our tastes kind of diverge from there, but that's where our foundation is. So that's why I said earlier, when you talk about the whole band is looking at moving over to Europe, because it'll make it easier
Hmm.
for you guys from a stylistic standpoint, especially since you guys have already been through Europe once. If your home base is there, it'll make it easier to just kind of hop on the train, or in a bus, and just make the circuit. So I definitely understand, because I mean, because hell, Mexico is a huge country in and of itself. I mean, Mexico, I'd have to look it up, of course, but from a landmass perspective, I mean, Mexico is probably by itself is just as big as Europe, if not bigger.
Yeah.
But so for be able to get around, I mean, everything is so much tighter in
Yeah.
Europe. You can, because I mean, you're in, Jorge, you're in Spain. Jimmy, you're going to be in Germany. You guys are going to be a few hours away from each other at most. You're going
Yeah.
to be in two different countries, but I mean, you could reach each other in an afternoon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I
I
mean,
mean,
geographically, it'll make a lot more sense too. So
yeah. Yeah, I think that well, we'll still have France like in between
sure.
us, but yeah, I think you can just drive and just like it makes more sense to tour in Europe, and
Mhm.
also when we compare like the infrastructure of for example Mexico to Europe, obviously there's more money flowing around here, and that also gets reflected to, for example, people have more time to go to a concert, more money to pay for a ticket, even if it is a Wednesday,
Mhm.
or a Tuesday. That doesn't happen in Mexico. If at our level you have to book all of the concerts, all of the gigs in Friday or Saturday,
Right.
otherwise people don't show up.
Hmm.
Also, people do buy lots of merch here in Europe. So, for example, last year we were supporting for Anvil,
Nice.
and with the with the selling of the merchandising, that's what made us survive. uh, you know, and yeah, so we've had like especially Jim and me, since we've been through it all in all these years. I think that there are some click moments, well, moments of where everything just makes sense,
Hmm.
and then you like see things clearly, and like you just realize like, okay, this is the path that we have to take now. And that's also one of the reasons why we looked for a German label to put out the record, which is Steam Hammer. They've
Yep.
been around for like 40 years. They have great bands. I
Yes, they
think the
do.
biggest band they have is Sodom. But also legends like Running Wild, Axel Really Pale.
Hmm.
And I mean, yeah, I think overall we're very excited about the record, about the touring that's gonna happen in next year. And I think yeah, it's a good moment for the band.
So is it economically better for you guys too? Like as far as like what you'll have to spend to tour over there than it would be in Mexico? Or?
Um, well, I think that we could also make some money in Mexico, but the thing is that all of the cities in which you could play in Mexico, you would need to take a flight between those cities
Oh,
because
gotcha, gotcha.
as you said, since the landmass it's very extensive,
Mhm.
Yeah.
it doesn't really make too much sense to go to rent a van or something like that. Here in Europe, you just drive like 3 4 hours and you're in a different country.
Right.
But in Mexico, you drive 3 4 hours and you're
You're in the same
stuck in the,
state.
you're still in the same state.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So and there
It's like
aren't too many cities in Mexico that's worth it to book a gig.
it's like
Maybe 5 6 gigs and that's it.
like driving east to west in Texas, you know.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
shit! You can
something like
hell.
that.
You can spend an entire
A
if you're
day
going
over there,
from
yeah.
yeah you're going east to west or north and south. You're going to spend almost all day in Texas. It's
Yeah.
nuts.
Yeah. I think it was like a 22-hour drive when we went to El Paso that time, and I think uh, I want to say 15 or 16 of it was in Texas.
I
So
don't doubt it.
it was
I don't doubt
crazy.
it. It is a big ass state. God,
I
it's a
was
big
like,
state.
and then like people don't realize like back then this was like '88 or something, so there wasn't like all these exits that you have now. They actually had signs that say, "Hey, you know, this is the last exit for 137 miles. You better get gas. You better get it now." You know, it's
Yeah.
like, and they actually said that on a sign. If you get
Yeah.
gas, you better get it now.
Last chance for gas. No
Yeah,
shit.
because you'll be on the side of the road, man. Because you know, like I said, back then cars didn't get 300 400 miles a gallon. You know what I mean? It's like uh, it was, you know, you get lucky to get 200 and you'd be stuck out in the middle of the desert somewhere.
Yeah. Nobody needs that.
uh,
God,
Yeah.
nobody needs that shit.
But for example, it's when a band is touring in the U.S., they do tend to do all the travel by on the road, right? Like
Mhm.
they don't have to catch flights or something like that. I mean, unless you're traveling from coast to coast.
right.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, most of the time, a lot of bands like even like we was talking to Angel Sepultura, them they kind of flew over and then they rented a van or whatever, and then they drove, you know, had a driver drive them
Yeah.
to the other. But you know, to be kind of fair, their promoter for that tour was horrible. Like
Yeah.
he had them going from like it made no sense to me. He had them going from like North Carolina, Atlanta, Nashville, uh, then all the way over into Texas and stuff, and then coming back and then ending in North Carolina. So they went Knoxville, North Carolina, then they went back, and I'm just like, man, that's just a lot of damn runaround for you guys.
Yeah.
Why didn't they fly you guys to Texas and then backtrack
They should have done that.
and hit all those towns and saved y'all a shit ton and everybody a shit ton of money, really?
Yeah.
So yeah,
They should have done that.
but
Because yeah.
come to find out, one of the opening bands was Hidden Intent. They were from Australia, and they actually were one of the guys in that band was telling us. He said, "Oh yeah, this promoter fucking sucks, dude." He said, "Hell, he don't know what the hell he's doing." And they come to find out, he's like, I can't remember who band. I think maybe Breaking Benjamin or somebody was on tour, and he was more worried about that tour than he was their tour because it was a bigger tour. And I'm just like, yeah, but if it wasn't, the thing is, like, I felt like that was really bad business because if you want to make an impression on a band, so when they come back, they say, "Oh, I know who to go to."
Right.
Yeah.
Well, now they
Yeah.
got to research all over again because you pretty much stuck it to them and gave them a shitty tour. So, but yeah, it was really disappointing to hear that kind of thing. But that's kind of the reasons we do what we do is because there's a horror story, you know, a lot of times in what in the metal industry with bands and whether it be a record label or a touring situation or
Mhm.
whatever. There's
Yeah.
always some kind of I guess a wrench in the gears, so to speak.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really interesting to hear, especially with like you guys. We've never talked to anybody from Mexico, so it's good to hear some of the barriers you guys are seeing, and then of course you're moving to Spain, so that may hell we may do this in another couple of years when y'all put something else out, and maybe totally something different. If you all move over there and
Yeah.
and get to traveling and stuff over there. So
Oh well, I mean, let's hope something like that happens.
yeah, well,
You know.
yeah. I mean, they're like I said, and it makes sense to me when you were talking about that, and I never thought about it until Jorge just put it into better terms for me. But a lot of bands were having problems getting buses and stuff over there because of COVID, and a lot of the bus lines kind of went out of business during COVID. So instead of having 6 bus places you could go and say, "Hey, I need a bus to go tour," you only had 3 or 4. So then every band can't go over there and get a bus because they're all taken up because everybody can't tour to Europe at the same time. So
Yeah.
and then plus the European bands are touring out all the time over there. So it's kind of a saturated market, and the demand, the supply don't meet the demand. So,
Yeah.
but and it never occurred to me because when you were talking about, oh yeah, you just get in a bus and just drive around over here, oh and I was like, oh well, I guess you can, because I never really put that into perspective that the land mass was that much smaller than Mexico or the States or whatever. But
Well, there's a lot more stops to make, because I mean,
right.
every country, and like especially over in Europe, I mean, they do love their heavy metal over there. So I mean, there's a much greater market for it, and the cool
Mhm.
thing is everything is a lot more compact. I
Mhm.
mean, because you pick a country, is Spain, Germany, France, doesn't matter. Not Italy so much, because we've talked to a couple bands from Italy and they've told us about it. But
Yeah.
you know, uh, but you pick a country for the most part. You pick a country and you've got probably a half a dozen hot spots, in
Yeah,
each country. You make it. I mean, you make it up to Scandinavia as a metal band. I mean, there are going to be places for you to play.
yeah,
Thankfully, Germany after the Cold War and the fall of the Berlin Wall and all that shit in the late '80s and into the '90s. So I mean, thankfully we're decades away from that, so you don't have to worry about East Germany and West Germany and all that shit. So I mean, they united Germany, so I mean, you don't have to worry about all that geopolitical shit anymore. So I mean, but I mean, Jorge, you're in Spain, so I mean, Portugal's not that far away.
Mhm.
So I mean, that's the thing is, I mean, you can start off in Spain, or when Jimmy gets there, you can start off in Germany and go in any direction. It's like, hey, we go here, we go here. I mean, there's bands we've talked to from Belgium, so I mean, there's places to play, which is going to be a good thing for you guys.
yeah, definitely. Um, I think we've toured Europe like 3 times now,
Yeah.
and like every time it just makes more sense, you know. I mean, as I said, it would be nice to go to the States, but yeah, our style, I think it's more I don't know, more to the taste of the people around
Yeah,
here.
yeah, it's a little bit more at this point in talking about, we're at 2025 at this point, and you know, and don't get me wrong, Jason and I especially, because I mean, we're in the age range now to where the sound that you guys are playing. First of all, we're appreciative that you guys are keeping that sound alive because, like I
Mhm.
said, that's basically what we came up on. It is so, it's a like you said, Jorge. It's a classic traditional style. It's kind of where heavy metal got to in its purest form, quote unquote, in our opinion. Of course, opinions are going to vary, but now that over here in the United States in 2025, it's become more of like a niche sound to where there are people who listen to it, absolutely, because we do still have traditional heavy metal bands over here. And one band that I think you guys like, if you guys ever get a chance to come over here, one band that I think you guys would fit really well with on a bill, and Jason, you may be able to back me up on this, is Hellfire.
Oh
I
God,
think
yes,
I
that would
think
be,
they I
yeah, that would
think
be
I
amazing.
think you guys would be awesome together. Hellfire
Oh,
and Jet Jaguar, excuse me. I think you guys would be great on a bill together.
mm,
Unfortunately, like I say, with it's more of a niche sound, it would probably have to be with maybe you guys may have to hook up with like Havoc maybe.
oh yeah, that'd be great
You know,
too.
I mean Havoc, Hellfire, and Jet Jaguar. I mean that would be a great show.
Yeah, take my
But
money.
yeah, yeah, but I'll be 100% honest. I don't know if it would be a tour that you would be able to go all the way across the country, because there are parts of the country over here where, like up in the Northeast is kind of, more metalcore and stuff
Hmm.
like that. So there are parts of the country where the sound may not resonate as much.
Yeah.
So that's just the way it is. I mean, hell, there's like 350 million people in this country, and so I mean, it's just it that sound in 2025 in this country, it's just hit or miss depending on where you go, unfortunately. So
Yeah.
Europe does gravitate more towards your guys' style. So I mean, logistically, economically, I mean, whatever variables you're looking at, it makes sense, the relocation that you guys are looking at.
Hell, I even think that'd make a great opener for Priest, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they have the twin guitar attack.
Yeah.
Maiden, Priest. The iconic bands that kind of made that sound. I
Yeah.
mean, you guys are just picking up the torch and carrying it forward.
Yeah.
And bands like you guys need to do that. It needs to be done. I
Hmm.
mean, you're talking about Bruce Dickinson, late '60s. Rob Halford's in his mid '70s. So I mean, someone's going to have to move that sound forward, because that sound isn't going to die. It's not going to die. It won't die out, but it still has to. It still has to carry on. It still has to endure. So there are going to need to be bands that play the style that you guys play, because it needs to be played and it needs to be heard.
Yeah, I agree.
Could you see?
Um,
Could you see Tony from Hellfire and Ariaki doing a guitar off or something?
Jesus, I think the stage would catch fire.
I was just thinking out like, man, that would be I'd pay just to see that.
Yeah,
Uh,
I think yeah, I think the stage would catch fire. I don't think a venue could handle it. And well, speaking of the guitar playing and talking about the new album, to me it's kind of funny, because like Jason said, he was the one that listened to the album and did the review, and of course, after the fact, I listened to the album too. But listening to the album and starting off from track one, like everybody does, uh, listening to the album all the way through, I was just focusing on the guitar work, especially. I was like, man, this is some borderline Eddie Van Halen
yeah.
'80s, stuff. And then I got down to track 9, which you guys have "Call of the Fight" as one of the bonus tracks,
Hmm.
and just the intro to that song is like, Jesus. It reminded me of Eruption. Just the way that the intro was. I was like, so to me it was ironic, because I mean, listening to the start of the brand new album, I was like, man, this guitar player, I mean, he's got shades of Eddie Van Halen in him. It's absolutely
Mhm.
insane. And then to have the bonus track on there, and that's exactly what I thought. I was like, gee, as like, if this isn't Eruption all over again, I don't know what is.
Because it's
In
because it just
in the best way, of course, but
because it just sounded effortless, dude. It's like man,
that's the thing.
yeah, it just sounded like he wouldn't even like you could hear that a lot of times in a band. And it's like, man, this guy ain't even trying. Like Jesus
Hmm.
Christ.
How smooth all the notes flowed
Yeah,
together.
yeah, it
Yeah.
was.
It was bonkers.
Yeah. Ariyuki is the Mexican guitar hero.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there you go.
yeah,
I could see that.
Yeah.
yeah.
Mm, yeah.
But to be able to have two guitar players that play that well. Because I mean, because Raiden and Ariyuki, I mean, they both, like you said earlier, you guys have to harmonize and everything. So I mean, you know, one guitar player can't, you know, play, Eruption, and then somebody, the other guitar player is just back there just doing chord fills. It won't it won't harmonize
Yeah.
right. So I mean, Ariyuki and Raiden both. I mean, just the level of talent that the band is.
Yeah. Actually, we're blessed. We're blessed, and we're really lucky, to because it's really funny how Ariyuki. We get to know Ariyuki. We were touring in Mexico, and we went to play to Cuautla, Morelos. It's a city near Mexico City, and he had another band called
Forcer, I think.
Forcer. Yeah,
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 Forcer.
Porter, and they were the opening act for Jet Jaguar that night. And
Oh, okay, okay.
uh, he actually played a solo of 0 Hours song from our first EP called 0 Hour, and we
Yeah,
were
yeah,
like,
yeah.
"What the fuck? He's playing all the notes right, and he's who the fuck is this kid?" And we were like blown
Yeah.
away. And when we needed another guitar player to fill in, we all like say Ariyuki
Yeah.
from Cuernavaca, because I don't know if he like did it on purpose because he wanted to be like not noticed. I don't know why, but he surely did a great job.
Yeah. So you guys had your Tim Ripper Owens moment, but with a guitar player.
Yeah, yeah, uh,
Jim,
yeah.
Jimmy, I'm going to rub your ego a little bit here. So, so I was another thing that I was talking about in the review was the drumming on the album
Hmm.
was so tight, and I think I, I would say damn near perfect because a lot of times I think you when you're listening to an album in depth, you'll hear I mean maybe a little bit too much of kick drum or cymbals or whatever it may be. But I feel like with this album, like every time I listen to it, I was trying to listen for something that may have caught my attention, and I never could catch anything like say, oh well, maybe he should have did this instead of that, or but with the drumming on this album, I'm just like, man, it was so smooth. Like, I mean, almost as smooth as a guitar playing, I think. And it's like just the right amount of kick drum, just the right amount of cymbals. It wasn't nothing overpowering anything else, and I thought, man, this is really good. And I think that's probably one of the reasons why you guys just click. I think you guys really do just click so well together.
Well,
Balance.
uh, yeah. Obviously, being honest with you, all the drums were quantized. I think that's the right word, uh, because I'm not a robot. I'm not like Ariyuki. so, uh, so talking about the budget that we had, we wanted like to put all the money in the production and in the videos. So I have a electric drum kit. So everything was made with the electric drum kit and
Oh, okay.
in computer. But we felt that the drums were not, especially the cymbals, were not like sounding real.
Hmm.
So what we did is that I actually recorded the real cymbals, but the drum shell is with the electronical drum kit. So that's why you cannot like totally distinguish if it's an real drum kit or an electronical drum kit,
Mhm.
because
Okay.
the,
All right.
the, the cymbals are real, and the actually the BST that we used for the drums are the Gojira Mario Duplantier virtual drum kit.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
Very
yeah.
nice.
So
Yeah.
yeah, that's what happened with the production in drums. Talking about
okay.
drums. Yeah,
Well, I mean, it worked. Obviously, I mean,
Hmm.
the naked ear didn't catch it. So,
yeah. The
No.
advantage of that is that I can be as nitpicking as I want to,
mm,
because I
Yeah.
can control everything about the drums. If a drum fill is not, I don't know, it's not the right drum fill in that moment, I don't need to spend money again and going to the studio and pay for the mixing and the
gotcha.
tracking engineer. I just can do it in my home.
Yeah. Well, the thing is you're not obviously you're not putting anything on the album. You can't play live anyway. So,
Yeah,
so that's the thing. It's like a lot of people are like, oh, well, that's they digitalized or they AI'd it or whatever. I'm just like, well, I mean, if they can play it live the same way, then more power to them. If it's safe, like I think people don't understand that. Like you said, studios cost money, making albums cost money, and if you're not the Megadeths and Metallicas and the Anthraxes of the world, you can't go into a studio every 2 years and make an album. I mean, that's just not going to
Yeah.
happen. And I mean, and if you notice, a lot of the bands that we talk to, there's usually 3, 4, 5 years in between albums because of that.
Can
Because
be,
they,
yeah.
because they do work 9 to 5 jobs to pay for the music stuff. So
Yep.
um, so it's and I think that's kind of like where everything's kind of moving to is maybe more stuff like that, which in a way I'm kind of like okay with it. In a way I'm kind of like I don't want kind of AI involved in any of
Yeah.
that, but I mean it's going to come whether we want it to or not. Unfortunately, I think so. It's just going to be distinguishing, from that. So the thing is, it's like what's going to get people in trouble is they're going to be like, oh, well, I love this album, love this album from this artist or whatever, and then realize, oh, well, they can't sing it live because it's AI. So,
Yeah.
Hmm.
so,
Yeah.
so so I want to see them live. Well, too bad they're AI. You can't see anything live.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's I think the AI, all the AI world needs like a regulation, or maybe I don't know.
Absolutely.
I don't know, but it's yesterday I was talking with a friend that he's right now in a finance trouble maybe, and he said to me, I need money fast. And I say, okay, I'll help you. What do you need? And he said to me, oh, don't worry, I'm going to make AI music for children, you know. And I
Mm.
said to him, dude, what the fuck? Just I can help you. I'm a musician. I can help
Right.
you, man. I'll give you half of the money if you want to. And he said to me, oh no, don't worry, I'll do it with AI. So, and
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay, go ahead. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
it's
a lot of platforms won't allow AI on there either. So you got to look at that too. So
Yeah. Well, that's true. That is a variable that you have to consider.
mhm,
mhm.
I think there are a lot of bands in Spotify that are AI made.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are. Whoa, how'd you do that?
Hit the wrong button.
But um, but that I think they're doing a good job, and at least trying to weed through those. So and I think they should be. I really think they should be because you know because people want to hear the real thing, and bands like you guys deserve to be heard. And if you guys are getting drowned out by because I mean it's already a huge pond anyway, and to be a big fish in this huge of a pond is hard enough to do already anyway when you're dealing with other humans making music, let alone
Mhm.
some dude who's on his computer be like, yeah, I have this album that I whipped up in a half an hour or
Mhm.
however long it may take, or anything like that. I mean, using it, and we've talked about it before, because I mean we had a previous guest, the Reality Machine. He said that
Mhm.
he has used AI as a tool to put his album together, but everything that he puts out, he has musicians that play it with him when it comes time to play it live.
Mhm.
So it's nothing in using it as a tool to edit and update drums. I mean, that's kind of, I think,
I mean, that's
in,
kind of the.
in that's in kind of like the true spirit
Mhm.
of it being used as a tool.
Well, I mean,
That's fine.
Trent Reznor kind of started all that. So I mean, with
Yeah.
Nine Inch Nails. So
Yeah.
and like he said, he did everything. And now look what he's doing now. He's doing scores for
For movies. Yeah.
for
Yeah.
movies and
Yeah.
stuff that just him and the other guy. So I mean, it's
Atticus
kind of
Ross. Yeah.
yeah, Atticus, yeah. So it's kind of crazy that that led into kind of what he's doing for a living.
Yeah.
For now, where he's not doing as much of the rock and metal scene, he's
Yeah.
more doing that. But,
Well, I mean, he's diversified his portfolio
well,
a little bit,
yeah,
which is fine.
yeah.
But I mean, laying down a drum track and then be like, all right, well, I didn't like this part. Let's just tweak it a little bit. But then
Hmm.
you can still take it to the stage. You can still play it. So as
Yeah.
far as I'm concerned, it's still, it's still a pure aesthetic. It's still,
Yeah,
art in its purest form, because I mean, it still relies on the human component.
Hmm.
exactly. Yeah,
You know,
I mean, it came from my mind,
right?
brain,
Right.
right? But with AI, it where does it come from, right? It's a
Hmm.
machine, you know. So
Yeah,
it's
well, I
not.
mean, you can just, I mean, you ask AI. It's like, I don't know where you go, but I mean, you go to a certain platform and I don't know where to go. I've never used it for anything, but I mean, you go to, X, Y, and Z website, and you're like, hey, make me a, you know, make me a 4.5 minute long, power metal, ballad or whatever, and then
Hmm.
it just makes it for you. And then, to be disingenuous and be like, hey, I put out this song. Do you like my song? It's not your song, you liar. Knock
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
shit off. So I mean, see, that's bastardizing it is what it is. And that's what needs to be regulated and looked after and filtered out.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
I think
even the intro music to our show is AI. I did that because
But
I
you
actually was,
but
yeah,
but
but
you but you said, yeah.
I was actually talking to a band trying to get them to do ours, and they haven't come through yet.
Yeah.
So,
But
so I
but at
was
the
like, we need something in the meantime. So,
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like 25 seconds long,
well,
and it's
yeah,
just. And when the first time you played it, you were like, "Yeah, I just used AI to make this. It's
hmm,
not going to be something we're going to be using forever." So I mean,
right.
you were upfront about it. There was no there was no false pretenses. You weren't disingenuous. Like, hey, look what we had a band make for us, because you didn't do that. So I mean,
Well, no,
so yeah, I
and
mean,
it's like I said, it was a 25, 30 second intro, and
yeah, not trying to pass it off
it's
as something it's not.
right. I didn't do anything except put in what I kind of wanted it to say, and then it put everything else in there. Like I didn't do anything with music wise. The music came
Right.
from that. So I mean,
Yeah.
it was it is what it is, and it's I'm not I'm not having it out there. I'm not trying to make money off of it. It's just
Yeah.
kind of kind of an intro to the show to where kind of get kind of it's kind of a cue more than anything that to have to
Yeah.
get because we have a countdown one too, but every time we use it, we got flagged. Because somebody said they own that. Oh, we own that. You can't use that. I'm like, it's just a fucking countdown. It's from 20. Like what the?
Yeah.
It's like
And it
hell.
was a
It
and
ain't no difference than being at New Year's Eve counting down. Like
yeah, and it was a and the fucked up thing is it was a default video clip that
yeah,
was
that
that
comes
was provided by the
from the
platform we
yeah
were
the
using.
platform. Yeah.
Mm. Yeah.
It's a it's
That's
a it's a
actually
slippery slope as well.
yeah,
It's
that's
just a
actually
slippery
what
slope.
one of the reasons why I did the video was because I was like, man, I'm getting tired of this. Should get flagged every week, and half our shit's muted out, and it's like, man, this isn't good for trying to promote stuff. So,
Yeah.
no, but
It was just something to help kind of polish the show a little bit,
mhm,
Yeah.
just temporarily, because yeah, we are still gonna do something a little more
yeah.
formal and a lot more real.
Um,
yeah,
So
I
all right,
think
we bored you guys enough with our stuff, but we one thing that we did have a note about was the Endless Nights album. So very hard to find, I would say this, but,
yes,
I did finally listen to it on YouTube. But I was kind of
same.
curious of so I can buy that hard copy at Amazon, but they don't have it on Amazon Music. So is that two different contracts, maybe?
yeah. We're actually working on a reissue of that album.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Because the label that we're in right now is Team Hammer.
Hmm.
We gave the rights to them for that album as well.
Oh,
But
okay.
we're working with them to re-release that album, probably, well, definitely next year.
Okay.
But yeah, it's not on Spotify or anything like
No,
that
it's not. No,
for
it isn't.
now. Yeah, they removed it like some weeks ago.
Well, it's
Uh,
it's not on your Bandcamp either, which I thought was weird.
yeah, because they have the rights, like on like digital, physical,
Yeah.
everything now.
Oh, okay.
So we
Yeah.
just have to wait for them to release it again.
So
Yeah.
I guess that would be kind of one of the things that was going to talk about earlier was the hollow drive kind of got redone. Was that because of Ariuki being in the band now?
Well, actually, Ariyuki was the one who wrote that track.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it was pretty much just a remixing of the track. and we wanted to include it in the album. Same case with Evil Within.
Hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Because I know like the original says it was done in 23, and they got him joining in 24, so that kind of threw me off a little bit. So,
Oh no, it was Raiden who joined in 2024. Ariyuki's been in the band for 5 years now.
oh, 20. Okay, I see it. I see it. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I'm sorry. I just looked at it wrong. Gotcha.
yeah, no
So,
worries.
I mean, speaking of songs that were on the album that were somewhere else, and I have already made mention of Call of the Fight, but Call of the Fight and Hunter were on the demo, and I actually went over to Bandcamp and listened to Rockshot because that was over there too. I had so I ha- so I have had a so I have had a chance to listen to every song that you guys have put out, as far as I know, anyway. So the decision to put Call of the Fight and Hunter as bonus tracks, but not Rockshot. What was the and you just had a visceral reaction to me bringing up Rockshot, Jimmy. So what's the story behind that? So
Well,
Well,
maybe I don't know why since 2014 or 2015 there was like this inside joke that Rockshot is like a mistake.
okay, all right,
And I actually thought that Rockshot wasn't available like in in any platform, you know. So it really threw me off right now. But yeah, maybe at that time we were just eager to release music and we didn't think it through like with uh, how can I say it? Not like rushing things, and we just like say okay, Rockshot's going to be in the demo. I really don't remember, but for me it's not like a good quality song to
okay, okay, all right. Well,
I think Hunter and Call of the Fight have been and still are part of the live set list.
okay,
And the only version that was available was with me singing. So I did the main vocals for the demo.
okay,
Um, and I think it made sense since I mean we're still playing those songs live, Hunter and Call of the Fight. So we figured that we wanted to re-record them and include them as bonus tracks. That and also because the label said that 8 songs weren't enough,
oh, okay,
so
okay. Well, hey,
so
I mean,
that was
That
also
happens sometimes.
the
Sometimes,
that was also a strong reason for including them.
okay.
Oh,
Well,
Yeah.
they turned out well. The re-recording, they turned out really well, and I don't. Jimmy, I don't think you should be. I don't think you should be ashamed of Rockshot. I don't think you should be ashamed of it. But the funny thing is speaking of your guys' band camp, I don't know who's like responsible for it or whatever. But the backdrop on your guys' profile page still has 5 members in it. So
yeah, yeah, yeah. I know, but I don't know how to change it.
okay, okay, all right. So
Chris, you brought up Rock Shot, and automatically when his reaction went to my, I don't know, for some reason it just went to Dave Chappelle going, "Damn, I knew I should have called this motherfucker."
uh, yeah, it's not too often we've gotten that reaction from a band when we brought up one of their own songs.
Yeah,
Yeah, and like the good thing that we do, like between me and Chris both, we do dig pretty deep to
we
we try
we
to,
try
and
to.
we've been messing with each other all week about, hey, I couldn't find it here, but I think it's here. So
Yeah,
we both been trying to listen to the whole, the whole thing,
we do like to
your
be
whole
as well.
catalog for.
Yeah, we try to be as well versed in a band's catalog as we can be.
of course.
I mean
So
that's nice. That's
yeah,
nice.
Yeah, yeah. We
you know,
appreciate it, but
yeah.
it's not that
So
I'm ashamed.
we
Yeah, it's not that I'm ashamed, but I'm always like really strict with our songs.
Sure, I get that.
Like right now with Severance, I'm listening to the album and there's like some, I don't know what, maybe Severance the song, and I'm thinking to myself, oh, maybe we should I don't know, this verse we should have done it differently or maybe shorter. I don't know. I'm always like thinking how to improve the songs, but I think it's part of being, a musician. You're always like learning new stuff, finding new bands that are like influencing me.
Hmm.
So it's part of being
I
an
think,
artist.
I think the thing too is you're looking at,
artists are always their own harshest critic anyway. So
Yeah,
yeah, I think you're looking at something too. You're looking at a song that's like 10 years old. So I mean, you
true.
know, what kind of technology has come out in the last 10 years, and you're thinking, oh, I could use this and improve that. You know what I mean? So that's
Right.
definitely understandable.
yeah, yeah.
And hey, maybe we haven't heard the last of Rock Shot. You never know. So
Oh, yeah. Let's see.
so so Jorge, you brought up the fact that the album was had already been recorded for a year uh when who joined the band?
Yeah,
When Ryden joined the
Riding,
band?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So if the album was already recorded for a year when Ryden joined the band, so you're if he joined the band last, I mean, hell, we're all almost to 2026 already, and if Ryden joined last year in 2024, and the album was already recorded for a year when he joined the band, so what was the delay? Because if we're talking sometime in 23 that the album was done, Ryden joins in 24 and the album just came out, you know, October of
yeah.
25. So I mean, was there some reason for almost a 2-year delay in in the release of the album?
Well, um,
If I'm off on the timeline at all, you can correct me. That's fine,
no,
of course.
I think you got it
Yeah,
right.
you're right.
I think you got it right. Yes. The thing is that we were looking to release it with a label that would give us the most exposure, and so
So,
um, in 2024 we had the chance to support Anvil, and I think at that time we were exchanging emails with some labels, and Steam Hammer replied saying that they like the songs, and we were actually going to play in Hanover, Germany, which is where the label is based. And so we decided to just wait for a couple months and for them to see us play live there,
okay.
and then they would decide if they wanted to sign the band.
Okay.
Fortunately, they liked the show, they liked what they heard. Um, and so yeah, I think it was in January, February 2025 that we signed with them.
Okay.
And from that point, they told us, okay, we need you to send us everything by, I think it was July. And I'm talking about like all of the masters, not just
Mhm.
the audio, but the video clips as well. So the music videos, we recorded those. I think it was March or April of this year. So yeah, it took us quite some time to get everything done. I mean, some of these songs, we started writing them back in 2021.
Okay.
We actually have like, I don't know, maybe 5 songs that didn't end up in the album, but we still have stuff there. Um, and so yeah, the label told us, okay, I know I'm signing you January, February, but we have to wait until October, just so that we make sure that we have everything that we need for the release, and also because I mean they already had like a release schedule. They have lots of bands, so we
Right.
also had to do or align with their times and
Okay.
everything.
Okay,
Yeah,
so it's a little bit of a decision by you guys, a little bit of a decision by the label. Okay, so that makes
yeah.
sense. That makes sense.
So you're bringing up anvils. So that's always another question we try to ask. Up and coming bands is what are some of the other big name bands that you guys have played with? Or
I think as a direct support, Anvil's been like our biggest chance
okay,
so far. But we've been in festivals
Right.
with a lot of bands,
Yeah,
in
you guys have been at Vakken, so yeah.
mm.
yeah,
And
and
then you and then
those
you brought up because you guys won the Viking in 2000, but you said you went back too, right?
uh,
You played there again recently, right?
oh yeah, yeah, last year as well.
Okay,
They did
so
this thing to celebrate the 20 years of metal battle competition,
okay,
and so they invited a lot of bands that have won in previous years.
that's
Wow.
cool.
Yeah, yeah, it was
Man,
quite nice.
I
That
bet.
was a hell of a stage.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so yeah, it was pretty cool.
All right. Well, here's another thing that we like to talk about. We like album covers, and we like that to get some insight on uh, who kind of did your artwork there and all that good stuff. So,
Yeah. Well, actually, the that's not the original artwork. The original
oh,
art,
okay.
it's similar, but you know that the Jaguar that you see in front,
Hmm.
it's not so robotic. Because we sent to SPB like the original artwork, and they told us that maybe you can do something better, and that artwork that you're seeing right now. That's like the final artwork, but actually it was inspired by Superman, the the Fortress of Solitude, the
Oh,
one where
okay.
Superman go to heal and everything.
Mm-hmm.
We wanted like this big structure, and the guy who did it, his name is Jair. He's so talented. I mean, you can see all the details.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, he has worked with the Mexican government, so he's really good. And well, we had a lot of meetings, maybe like 10 meetings or nine. I don't remember. Like talking about what we wanted, and as you can see, uh, originally the idea it was at the top of the art cover. We wanted to like see ice and water maybe, and at the bottom you can see like all the fire of the lava representing the severance, like
Mm-hmm.
this uh, like contrast we
Yep.
wanted to share also in the album. If you pay attention, you can see that the first tracks are like classic Jet Jaguar, and
Hmm.
after Severance, I think it's the number five. I don't remember the track list, but after Severance,
Severance
Yeah.
was 5. Yep.
yeah. After Severance, you can listen this new style of songwriting, and with Anthropocene and with
I Yeah.
yeah. So
Yep.
that was actually Jorge's idea, and I obviously went along with it because it was a good idea. And I mean, now in perspective, I don't know if you can tell the Severance part of the artwork, like the lava on the bottom and the
Mm-hmm.
like
I,
this guy on top.
I'm laughing because you're turning your head and looking at all, and I'm imagining that this is what you were doing when you were listening to the drums,
Yeah,
because you're talking about how nitpicky you are, and now that the album is out, you got the cover art. You're picking apart your own cover art. You're looking at your own cover art from different angles and everything. You're like, I don't know if I
yeah.
see it now, and
yeah.
then so that's why I'm laughing, because after what you've just told us, I am imagining you doing this with everything.
Well, yeah, I have this. I don't know if it's a mental sickness or I don't know why, but I'm like really anxious with things, especially with Jet Jaguar things. But
Understood.
I mean, it's my work, you know. I want to do it like
Absolutely.
perfect. But you know what? Just give me a second. I want to show you the original artwork. So I have a ACD.
Okay.
Okay,
All right.
cool, yeah.
Just let me go and grab it.
Okay.
It almost looks like Godzilla meets Voltron or something.
You know the vibe that I got from the album cover, and I want to wait until Jimmy gets back because I want to tell him what I got from it because maybe he'll agree with me and maybe not. But there was a particular vibe that I got from it, but I want to hold off until he gets back. So, but because like
Sorry, guys. So
no, that's totally fine. I was just telling the other two that there was a certain vibe that I got initially from the current album cover art. To me, it looked like Mordhouse from Metalocalypse.
oh yeah, 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 yeah.
That's
I'm
what I got.
familiar with it.
Like, with the exception of the Jaguar face on the front, though, but like the overall aesthetic and the overall silhouette, like that looks like Mordhouse from Metalocalypse. So,
So this is the original artwork. So it's pretty similar,
oh,
but as you can see, it's more not. It's not so
Yeah,
mechatronic.
Yeah, it's
yeah,
more kind of organic,
it's more
more.
Judas Priest, if you ask me.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
To be honest, I prefer that one.
I
Yeah,
So
yeah, me too.
it,
Honestly, I think I kind of do too. And you get I think you actually get more of the contrast that you were talking about, Jimmy, on the
Hmm.
original. I think you get it more.
Yeah, well, the label told us, you know, like you can do it more like robotic because Jet Jagger is a robot,
Of course.
and we obviously we didn't want it to like give the label a bad impression that no, shut the fuck
Sure.
up, no, obviously not.
Right, yeah.
But it was nice because they let us print the original uh,
for
artwork
the
for them
Mexican
for the
version.
Mexican version. So I think they were really nice to allow
Yeah.
us to do that. So yeah,
So,
Oh,
Is
so, so what you're saying is the one you have is going to be more of the collectible one.
exactly
yeah,
because actually we are allowed to sell it just in Mexico.
Oh,
Contract, yeah. So only the Mexican fans are going to get it. I'm sorry for the other fans.
that's all right. I mean,
uh,
there's always eBay and stuff like that. So I mean, okay,
there's 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 always our email.
right, yeah, yeah. But that begs the question: does that cover art grace any other merch like T-shirts or anything like that, or is it just like was it just allowed to be printed for uh, the the local market on CD?
that's actually a very interesting question.
Okay,
So so far we've printed T-shirts with the elements of the international artwork, but to be honest, I think it's kind of a gray area, and we would need to double check with the label. But I don't think that would be a problem. I
because I
don't see
think
why that would be a problem.
because I think it would look awesome blown up on a T-shirt. To be
Yeah,
honest with you, I
yeah.
really think it would, especially the orange elements on a black background, like it
Mhm.
is on the CD cover. I think you blow it up to the size of this, and you're talking about some detail that would come out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And I'm not
exactly.
and I'm not trying to obviously I'm not trying to disrespect the album cover that we got to see because I mean it came out awesome too, but when you want to side by side it when you side by side it then you're gonna get varying opinions,
Of
so I mean
course, yeah.
that's just gonna happen. That not to downplay the quality of the one, but I mean you get to see both, and there are aspects on both that are going to come out that are going to pop, and they're going to pop differently for different people. So I mean it's no disrespect, it's just a different perspective. It's all it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it too. But yeah, They want something a little bit more flashy, you could say.
And I get the tie-in with the name of the band and everything else. I get the tie-in. I get the aesthetic they were going
Mhm.
for. I totally do understand the correlation.
Yeah, I do
100%.
too.
Yeah. It makes sense
Yeah,
from the perspective and from, how they want to promote it. I totally get it.
yeah, and at the end, I mean, they've been in the market like for 40 years, and
Right.
they know what are they doing. So
And it becomes one of those things where it, you know it, and it's your music and it's your album cover and everything, but like you say, you are working with an album that has a reputation, and their reputation precedes them.
yeah,
So it kind of boils down to, is like, all right, well, what battles do we really feel we
On the
need to
right.
fight? Are we going to dig our heels in on something like this?
yeah,
And like you said, to their credit, they're like, all right, take the original album cover and you know print it out for the folks back home. So I mean, that actually was nice of them to do that, because
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of labels were like, nope.
yeah,
So
Right. Exactly.
so
yeah, yeah,
yeah, kudos to them for allowing that. So
yeah.
flexibility on both sides.
Yeah.
It makes for
A
a
good
good
relation.
relationship. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah, they're really nice to work with.
That's
And
great too.
yeah, they're great guys.
Mm. Another thing that we like on the show, I know, is we usually do this toward the end, but
Hmm.
one of the things we like is there any kind of stories that stick with you guys as far as like a show, or any kind of interaction with fans, or whether it be crazy, funny, whatever. We like the story side of things sometimes. So.
well, we have a lot of stories, that when you're in
I
the road.
love Jimmy's reactions to things.
But I mean, there's a lot of them. I don't know which one should be like appropriate to tell you here. I'm kidding.
Well, like I told you at the beginning of the show, there's no censorship here. So I
uh,
mean,
I don't know. Well, something that happened last tour is that uh, we rented from a guy from
Czech
Czech,
Republic.
yeah, from Czech Republic. We rented a van, because we needed a place to sleep and a place we could like travel following the nightliner from Anvil. And we had a gig in Austria, in Kufstein. And our driver, he was like, we already did the show. We were ready to go. I think the next show was in Belgium.
okay.
Uh, yeah,
Yeah,
but I don't know what happened that the bus driver, he's my cousin. He has been our
Okay.
bus driver for 2 tours now. His name is Farouk, and I don't know what happened, but he crashed the van into a trash. It was a trash
a
bin.
trash bin, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh
Like
wow.
the I don't know why the well, yeah, I know why, but the European trash bins are huge metallic trash bins that are divided into three. To do the recycling and all this
Mm.
stuff.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But it like hit the side of the van where you enter, so it has a huge window.
Window.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
it it destroyed the window. But we were in December, late November, so we were freezing.
Oh.
Obviously, we are. I'm from Cancun, and we're not used to like 9 or 8 degrees.
Right. Yeah.
So there was no window, but we we needed to move on, because we had the show in Belgium. Like we needed to be at 5 p.m. and
Yeah.
I think it
It was
was,
like a 10-hour drive
yeah.
as well.
Damn.
So we needed to like, okay, what are we going to do? We're freezing, so we I think we got some cardboard and some sheets, and we use a
Used
gray,
a lot of the
The
tape.
duct tape. Yeah.
yeah, we duct tape. We duct tape all the shit of the window, and we were good to go. And
Yeah.
we obviously were worried because in Europe the authorities, and especially the how can I say, the guide, the police in the roads, like in the
I
international.
have a
Yeah.
picture here of how that went.
Oh, you 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 made it. Yeah, you put the
The
band name on
logo.
on the
Yeah, yeah,
outside.
yeah.
Yeah, there
Yeah,
you go.
we were worried because in Germany the police are like really strict. You know, you need to follow the rules,
Yeah,
and if something's wrong with your car or something like that, you're not allowed to drive. And okay, we were like, oh no, we're going to get like pulled over, and the show is going to be over, and we need to go back home. And but no, fortunately everything went good. uh, I don't know why, but the sheets that we used were actually more isolating the cold that than the actual window, so it was more
really.
comfortable. Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
and
that's
yeah,
interesting.
yeah, everything went good.
Good. Yeah, I know. I my brother is a huge car person. He loves cars and driving and all that stuff. And over there in Germany, they have the Nurburgring and everything, and they have the Autobahn and all that stuff.
Yeah,
So he's done a lot of look. He wants to go over there. That's like one of his bucket list things. He wants to go a couple of his bucket list things
yeah,
actually. He wants to drive the Autobahn, because there are parts where
yeah,
you can drive as fast as you want,
yeah,
and they have the Nurburgring, they have the race course over there, and he's done a lot of research into it, and they are like to get a license over there,
yeah,
it costs like $1,500,
yeah,
and you have your own teacher that stays with you from the beginning of your education all the way through the end, and it takes like multiple months. Like you can't just like over here in the States, you just make an appointment, you pay your 20 or 30 bucks or whatever it is. They you take the written test, they take you out on the road, and they drive you around a neighborhood, and if you don't hit anything, you get a license.
yeah. Well,
So but over there in Germany, they don't fuck around. So I
no,
mean, it's
here in
understandable why you would be a little apprehensive after having an accident like that.
yeah, here in Mexico we don't have any kind of test. It's funny. You just pay the license and then you're good to go. But
Really?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and you see like every day there's an accident. Every day people's
Yeah.
dying because people
But
don't know how to drive here.
I mean,
Wow. Okay.
there's like a test drive that you have to take, but if you fail it, you can pay the officer like, I don't know, maybe 20, 25 bucks. Well, the equivalent to US dollars.
Sure. Yeah.
And yeah, they just we call it in Mexico mordida, which is kind of like to bail or
Or pay
you,
off.
you just, yeah, like a shortcut, and and that happens a lot.
But
Yeah.
it's weird because it's not in every city, in every state. In some states they have exams, driving exams, and for example, in my city, when I was taking the when I was applying for the driver license, there was no test. So I was like, oh really? I just go took the picture, pay, and that was everything.
No, I'll be damned. All
Yeah,
right. Well,
and in Germany, I think it's easier to have the German passport than the driver license.
that's what I hear.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, they take their driving seriously over there. They really do.
yeah.
Of
I
course, of course,
remember.
from what I understand, the Germans, they take a lot of things seriously. So I
Yeah,
mean,
I mean, if you want a cat, uh, you need to like change the structure of your house. You know, you cannot have an open garden. You need to like put barriers all around the garden so the cat doesn't go to your neighbor's house. You can't have, you don't. My, I mean, you need to have two cats. It's illegal to have just one cat because the cat gets depressed. So you need to get two cats,
wow.
and
Okay.
everything
All
they
right.
take everything like serious. And
Damn it.
I remember I was driving in the autobahn with the guys, and I was like, I don't know, 180 kilometers per hour,
Hmm.
and yeah, you just heard that, vroom, and I just looked to my mirror, and a Lamborghini.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was like 180, kilometers per
Yeah.
hour.
180
How
is
fast?
like 180 is like 108, 109 miles an hour, somewhere around there. It's
Maybe.
moving. It's
Yeah,
moving.
yeah. So how fast was the Lamborghini? You know?
That's the thing. I do know that like if you're I do know that if you're driving on the autobahn and someone comes up behind you and you don't move, you're getting a ticket.
Yeah, you need to move
Yeah,
to the right.
yeah.
Yeah,
They because well that's honestly that's how it's supposed to be over here in the United States. You're not
yeah,
supposed to, you're not supposed to drive in the left lane. It's like you pass and you move over. Nobody does it, but I mean
yeah.
it's so yeah, you're not supposed to hang out in the left lane in this country, and you're really not supposed to do it over there because they'll cite you for that in a
Yeah.
heartbeat. Because yeah, people are going, people are going, 250, 300 kilometers an hour, and they're just booking it.
Hmm.
Yeah, so yeah, they do take that shit real seriously over there, from what I understand. But so Jorge, anything memorable, anything memorable for you that Jimmy wasn't a part of, or I mean, it's just 10, 11, 12 years at this point. You figure you might have a different memory than Jimmy.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I think the band thing was something that put us a bit on the edge because yeah, it was extreme. Um, but I think that, well, getting to, for example, uh, be in the same festivals such as, well, we were part of this festival in 2018 in Mexico City, called Hell and Heaven,
Okay.
and you had Judas Priest in the bill. Also, Ozzy Osbourne
Mhm.
played that. So um, I think Megadeth, Gojira,
Deep Purple.
Saxon, Deep Purple. Yeah, it was a crazy lineup, and I don't I really can't I really can't remember like a single story, but I think it's gonna sound kind of corny, but I've never been someone who has had the chance to go see a lot of concerts. I've missed a lot of bands. I've never seen like Maiden, Metallica, but
Mhm.
I just feel like very grateful that through Jet Jaguar I've been able to see a lot of bands that I
Sure.
like, and it was uh it was life changing to see Ozzy in 2018.
Yeah.
I mean, it was really, really, really nice. He played Fairies Wear Boots, which is one of my all-time favorites by
Yep.
Black Sabbath. And so yeah, I think that, and also seeing Rob Halford, and I think it was the same night. It was amazing. So yeah, that festival. I
Yeah.
think that's still also the biggest crowd that we've ever played to. Like, I don't even know how many people were there. Like, you couldn't see like the end of it. It
Nice.
was it was crazy.
Yeah. Well, I could definitely understand how that would stick with you, and
Yeah,
to have Rob Halford and Ozzy on the same night. I mean,
yeah,
that's definitely gonna create some memories, no doubt.
yeah. I think we were like 20 or 21.
Sure.
So yeah, we were very young uh, at that time. Now,
That
not so much.
well, that was something I meant to ask you guys earlier in the show, and I forgot. You don't have to say anybody's name or whatever. But who is the old like? What is the oldest age of the member of the band?
Um, I
I
think
think,
it's 33 or
yeah,
34.
33.
Okay,
Right,
so
it's
that's
33.
good. So that's
Yeah,
one of the
but
things like we try to talk about because like a lot of times we talk about the future of metal, and I mean I
Hmm.
still
yeah,
think like if you're in your 30s, you're still considered the future of metal, in my opinion. I mean,
yeah,
Yeah. No,
music,
I think
yeah,
so too.
music, yeah, because I mean if you think about musically, you were talking about people in their 70s still doing it. So I mean that
Yeah.
means you guys still got
uh
40 years to make an impact. So
Right.
I
yeah,
think that's definitely doable. So
yeah. Something that I've realized, I think, is that at least in metal, like, you're not expected to look like, you know, attractive or young or something like that. Like, people don't really care about that. Like, they're for the
Music.
music for
Yeah.
the most part, right? So even if it's someone in their 40s, 50s, and they may not be like some kind of superstar or something going on, like people are there just to hear the music, and I think that with metal, people kind of tend to respect a band who has been doing this for quite a while, a band who has been putting out records, touring. And I think that, well, there are a lot of bands out there who didn't make an impact like until they were like 40, or maybe
Mm-hmm.
they until their seventh, eighth album.
Right.
So I think it's a game where you have to, well, in the first place, just do it because it's what you like to do, and I think
Right.
I think we're aligned in that. But at the same time, just to, like, keep moving forward, putting out music, do as much as we are able to do, and just be patient and enjoy the ride. And I think that that's the way we look at it. But yeah, I think, well, both Jimmy and I, we're still in our late 20s, so yeah, I'm also confident that we're still gonna have a lot of crazy stories in the future.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's gonna it'll happen, especially when you guys when all of you guys are over there in Europe and you guys are tooling around there. I mean, the stuff you're gonna see, and
Right.
probably the stuff that's gonna happen to you is gonna is gonna be memorable. Because I mean, at that point, once you get out there that often, you're just playing the law of averages, and you've already had you already had Jimmy's story where you guys were in a bus accident. So I mean, unfortunately, not like Jason said, not every memory is going to be a good memory. And
Right.
being in a car accident isn't a good thing. But I mean, being able to adapt and overcome like you did, you guys were able to put a positive spin on it, thankfully. So
Well, I mean, you think about even asking like some of the bigger bands that we know stories on, like Metallica or something, and then ask them something like that, and they're probably going to bring up the death of Cliff Burton. I mean,
Yeah.
because
right, yeah,
unfortunately, but that's
right,
kind of like you said. That's kind of you know. Hopefully, we don't ever stir up that. I'll probably feel bad and stop asking the question. But
right, yeah,
it's like, oh yeah, we had this thing, and our band member died. Oh shit! It's like,
yeah.
that's not what.
Well,
Not, uh,
Well, I mean, our very first interview with John. I mean, what was his story? He said, "I jumped off a." He's like, "I jumped off of a monitor, and when I landed, I shit myself." So, so I mean,
yeah.
that was our very first interview with
Yes,
our very
story.
first road story. It was the very first time we asked the questions.
There's
Oh
been some, there's
well,
been
that's
there's been some wild ones on here. So
there
it's
have.
it's it's, it's,
There's been some wild ones, but I mean, there's been some stuff like like Jorge was just talking about, playing in front of thousands of people on the same night that Rob Halford and Ozzy Osbourne played. I
yeah,
mean,
not a lot of people can say that. So
no, oh, I sure as fuck can't say it. I mean, I've seen them play, but I
yeah,
didn't get to play on the same stage with them. So I mean, it's a
right.
completely different perspective. So
Yeah, yeah. Like it's almost like you don't wash your hand. Y'all didn't clean that stage before I come here, did you? So,
yeah, right.
uh, well, hey man, I know we're running on 2 hours here. Just wanted to
Okay.
thank you guys for coming on. And this last few minutes, just want to give you guys a chance to promote any of your socials, where to find your merch and stuff, anything like that. So
Yep. Promote and plug.
there you
Absolutely.
go.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for your time, guys. We had a lot of fun. Thank you very much
We
for
did
your
too.
time. And well, you can check out our social media. You can find us on Instagram, Jet Jaguar Music, Facebook, Jet Jaguar Music. In the link in the bio in Instagram, you can check our merch, or we can. There are two links. There's like the link for the SPB and Steam Hammer, where you can buy the vinyl and the European the international edition of the album, and
Right.
also get a great bundle with a T-shirt. And if you're in another country, we can sell you new T-shirts that are available. And if you want to write to us any suggestion or complaint, I don't know, to write us, you can write to us jetjaguarmetal at gmail.com.
Right. Yep.
Well, hopefully, if you get complaints, it'll be like Arsenio Hall getting cheese. When did you tell me the band was this damn good? uh, again, man, thank you guys so much. I really enjoyed getting some insight on how things are going
Yes.
there. So, and like I said, good luck on everything within the new relocation and everything. Hopefully, things will
Right.
start picking up for you guys. So,
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Yep.
Thank you both, Jason, Chris. It was nice meeting you guys.
yeah,
Yeah, it was
you as
nice.
well.
Yeah, it was nice meeting you guys. And like we tell every single one of our guests, you guys have an open invitation to come back anytime. So,
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank
absolutely.
you.
all right.
Yeah.
Well, of course, in the future, we'll have to make note of the time difference because it's already Saturday night over there where Jorge is. So,
Yeah, right.
Okay.
No worries. Thank you guys, and
Thank you, man.
we'll look forward to play the US sometime.
I hope
It'll be
so.
Absolutely.
great.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely. We're following you guys, so if anything pops up, we'll share it on our stuff, and
absolutely.
if it's close by, we'll try to make plans to be there for you guys. So,
Oh, without a doubt.
That'll be nice.
all
Thank you again,
right,
guys.
All right.
y'all have a good one.
Enjoy the rest of
Take
your
care.
weekend, gentlemen.
You
Thank you.
too.
All
Take
right.
care.
Take
Bye bye.
care.
Bye.
See ya.
The
Awesome.
the Mexican, soon to be European
Yeah,
heavy metal band Jet Jaguar. So
Oh, cool stuff, man.
yeah,
I really enjoyed that.
so I mean the music is so good. I mean,
Yeah,
it
it
has,
is.
we talked about it. It's got that traditional, classic heavy metal sound with, the modern day production, and it's high octane, it's up tempo, it's crisp, it's clean. I mean, it's so good.
Yeah.
And,
And, if you're
even
if you're a guitar guy,
oh
yeah,
man, if you're a guitar guy, you guys will absolutely love the work that they did. I mean, so good.
yeah. And as
All,
always,
all of it.
we gotta plug our stuff. So
That's right.
you can check out our 24/7 streaming radio station at the new location, thefrontrow.net/radio.
Yeah.
All four of our little group is there. It's just pick
Hmm.
on the Metalhead Unite one and start listening away. So
Yeah. Then you can follow us on our social media platforms, our Facebook group and Facebook page, on X, Instagram, Twitch, our YouTube channel, on TikTok, on Rumble. Our playlists and band interviews are on Spotify. And you can also send us complaints to our Gmail, metalheadsuniteusa@gmail.com. So,
yeah, absolutely, or whatever you want
yeah.
to.
Thankfully, we have a perfect record. We haven't gotten any complaints yet. So,
Well,
so far.
now that you
So
said
far.
that,
Yeah.
now that he said that, Chris answers all the complaints.
Well, that would be only fair.
Uh, all right, just a kind of a quick note here. We will be off next Saturday because I will be in Indiana at a Notre Dame game. So
Yep.
one of my bucket list things to mark off, I guess. Those
Very
are starting.
cool.
Those are starting to get a little more real after my incident. So it's kind of like,
No shit, right?
it's
Yeah.
kind of like, I gotta start marking shit off. I ain't gonna make it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, that's
anyway,
true.
yeah. So also, I got a procedure going on next week to try to fix every damn thing once and for all. So hopefully that will do the trick, and then we'll be back with you guys on the 29th, right? 29th?
Yes,
Yeah,
29th.
29th. And then we do have interviews already set for December. So we already have
Yes,
our
we do.
first December interview set up, and which
Yep.
I can't wait for that, man. If I almost want to tell people just so they check out the damn band because god damn, they're so fucking amazing.
I am going to be checking out the music from them.
Yeah, they're great, dude. But anyway, special thanks again to Jet Jaguar for joining us today. And
Yeah.
if you haven't, check out their new album Severance. It's out everywhere
Mm-hmm.
on their socials and on all the platforms and Bandcamp and all that good
Mm-hmm.
stuff. So go
Yeah,
out,
they're the new
download, support them.
yeah, the new album and their first EP are on Spotify right now. You
And
can
you can buy their first album and their last album on Amazon. So
yeah. And I mean, you can check out the demo on their Bandcamp, and you can buy it too if you want. So
yeah.
the only thing you can't buy the only thing you can't get as of right now well, digitally. You said you did say
You
you
get
can
it
buy it
physically, yeah.
physically on Amazon. Is their first LP, which is good too. And if you want to listen to it first, you can listen to it on YouTube. I uh, I don't know where it was on YouTube you listened to it, but the profile where I listened to the first album, the audio was kind of shitty.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know why. I mean, I was still able to listen to it good enough to take my notes and form an impression, so I know it wasn't their fault. But yeah, I don't the
No, I
profile
didn't.
that I
I didn't.
was
I didn't notice anything where I listened to it at. So maybe
yeah,
it
the
was just
YouTube channel I was listening to, and I'm not going to throw the channel under the bus because I don't know what would have caused the audio to be crap. I don't know if it was the channel, so I'm not gonna I'm not going to presume to know what the source of the issue was, but because it could be just one of those things that no one could help.
right.
But so I was able to listen to it on YouTube. So it is available to listen to if you do want to listen to if you do want to listen to Endless Nights, you can. So, but 0 Hour and Severance are on Spotify, and I'm sure all the other streaming platforms. So the music is out there to be heard.
Yeah. I listened to it at a place that says, "Where can you find it?" But
That same place.
really, I didn't
Yeah.
notice anything.
I didn't really like the way the audio quality was, but
No, really.
like I say, it may not have even been that guy's fault. I don't know how stuff translates from so
Yeah.
I am not going to presume to know the source of the issue that I had.
Anyway, cool. All right, whatever. Just listen however you can, I guess. So.
That's right.
All right, guys. We will be back on the 29th. That will, of course, be after Thanksgiving. So happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Hope you have
Yep.
a great time with your family, friends, whatever you decide to do there.
Eat lots of good food and watch football.
Yeah, be miserable.
Yeah,
don't forget the pie.
that's right. Hell, both of our football teams play that day. So
Oh wow, that's true. Yeah, I forgot about that. That's one thing we have in common. Our teams like to play on Thanksgiving, so
unfortunately,
just not each other.
And unfortunately, our teams like to lose. Both of our teams like to lose.
Like to lose on
Thanksgiving
things.
a lot, so.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. Yeah, the one time that I went to see them live, they could at least won for me. Shit.
Right. Yeah.
And it was on Thanksgiving Day. So
Yeah.
Anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed that interview and check out all of our other stuff on Spotify. This will be up there soon. So
Yep.
In the meantime, keep those horns held high. Jump in that pit anytime you can.